All right, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for an exciting announcement. Today, we are inviting Albertans to help to shape the enduring symbol of our province by choosing the next design for our Alberta license plate. Of course, you know a license plate is more than just tin and paint. It's a business card for Alberta. It states who we are, what we stand for, and the pride we take in being Albertans. Our current plate, it was designed in 1984. It served us well, but Alberta has grown and changed in remarkable ways since then. Our province is bold, innovative, and deeply proud of its roots. It's time for our license plate to reflect that vibrant spirit and our beautiful landscape. The new design will be based on the theme strong and free, echoing the Latin motto of our province and capturing Alberta's bold future, economic strength, and deep-rooted provincial pride. The motto's inclusion on the license plate will also serve as a nod to Canada's national anthem and Alberta's position as a strong and sovereign province within a united Canada. Many of the design options feature authentic Alberta imagery, iconic places, landscapes, and symbols that showcase the beauty and diversity of our province. Whether it's the brilliant prairies, the majestic mountains, pump jacks, horses, cattle, and cowboys, the images are more than decoration. They are a celebration of Alberta's natural beauty and our shared identity. They're things we think about when we close our eyes and think of Alberta and what it means to be Albertan. We want Albertans to have a say in what our new plate will look like. So starting today and until November 5th, Albertans can participate in a tournament-style online vote. 8 designs will be presented, and through several rounds, votes will help to narrow down to the top 4, and then the top 2, and finally the winning design. And the winning plate will be announced next month. Now, I would like to invite Minister Dale Nally to give us some more details about the new license plate initiative. Thank you so much, and over to you, Minister Nally.
All right. Thank you, Premier. And thank you, everyone. As noted, our license plates play a significant role in shaping our identity. I remember the days of taking a long road trip as a family, looking out the window to see where the cars are all coming from. Well, our license plate is like our business card to the world. It's the first thing that people see when they come across into our borders. They show what Albertans stand for and who we are as a province. Now, I really like our current license plate, but I think we can all agree it needs a refresh. Maybe even overdue for a badly needed refresh. And as the Premier noted, we're asking Albertans to participate in a tournament-style vote that kicks off today. We've got 8 excellent concepts. In fact, they're so good, that's the big reason why we wanted Albertans to make the choice for us. During the tournament, we'll go from 8 plate concepts to 4 and then down to 2. And you'll get to vote in each round along the way until the winner is crowned. We've set up a page on alberta.ca where you can check out the plates and vote for the one you like the most for that round. I'm sure you'll appreciate the many concepts that show off what us as Albertans are all proud of. I'm not going to tell you my favorite, but I can tell you this. Your vote counts just as much as mine. Now, in just a few weeks, we'll unveil the winning concept and when we'll move full steam ahead to get the plates ready for next year. So don't wait. Head online, cast your vote, and see how round 1 shakes out next week. Then jump back in for the next 2 rounds and keep your eye out for the big reveal about a month from now. This is your chance to help pick a plate that represents who we are as Albertans, strong and free. I encourage Albertans to participate in the vote. Let's make it something we can all stand behind, so get out and vote. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank you, Minister and Premier. We'll head into our Q&A now. We'll start off with questions here in the room. If I can get a show of hands for questions. Alrighty, we'll start with Michelle, and then we'll go to Lisa.
I want to ask you about the teachers' negotiations. I guess the question I have is almost every other Canadian province has class size caps or pupil-teacher ratio in law in their teacher's contract. And many striking teachers say that some kind of mechanism to permanently amend class size and complexity will make or break their acceptance of a contract. So why are you dismissing it?
Well, I guess I'm wondering how we would be able to enforce it. Because if we look at the number of teachers who are in class right now, I'll give you the numbers here and we'll make them available to you. There's 35,162 teachers. So that doesn't include substitutes, the 7,800 substitutes. And then there's admin and there's some vice principals and there's a whole other categories. So 35,162. And if we have 740,000 teachers, then that's 21 to 1. So we should already be able to have class sizes of 21. And so we have to kind of look into why don't we? what is actually going on there. Is there some problem in administration in being able to allocate the teachers appropriately? Are there a lot of people working part-time? Shouldn't be the case, because I would think you'd be a substitute if you were working part-time. It isn't administration from what we can see. And so what we did see in the NDP time is they spent $2 billion on trying to get class sizes down, and were never successful at it. And I think it's because we have to have a common understanding of what it is we're trying to achieve, and we also have to understand why it is that the resources that we have are not being allocated in the way we would expect. So that's what we need to look into. The other thing I would say is what we're hearing from teachers is the issue of complexity. And so one of the things we're talking about is maybe what we need to do is if we've got a very high needs student, maybe they need to have a full-time education assistant assigned to them. Maybe if we have complex needs in a classroom, say 4 kids in a classroom who are mild and moderate or have English as a second language, maybe we need to have an education assistant attached to that. Maybe we need to have a cap on how much complexity there is. Maybe that's the issue, is that we have to add more education assistants until you get to a point where you say, you know what, this is just too many complex needs kids for one teacher. So those are the things that I think we need to maintain the flexibility to do, because I do believe that's going to get us to the solution that the teachers that we hear from are actually looking for.
And when you say a cap on complexity, what do you mean by that?
I don't know. I mean, that's something that I hope that we can talk to the teachers about, because that's just a concept that my education minister has put forward, is do we have to be a lot more hands-on in monitoring the complexity in a classroom? And there's kids who have English language learning. There's kids who are on the spectrum. There's kids who have behavioral issues. There are kids who are in wheelchairs. So complexity has a whole diversity of manifestations. And so that's what I think, that's what we're hearing from teachers, is that if every kid was in a particular range of ability, then they might be able to accommodate larger class sizes. But with inclusion and more complexity, they need more hands on deck, either smaller class sizes or more education assistants. And we just think we need to maintain that flexibility to be able to assign. That's why we don't want the hard caps. And as I said, we're looking at the numbers saying it doesn't really make sense, because if you just look at the number of full-time teachers versus number of students, we should already be at 21-1.
We'll go to Lisa, and then after to Jeremy.
Happy License Plate Day. Happy Wyant Report Day as well. So this is off topic. I understand that the report is expected to be delivered to your government today. When do you plan to release it publicly, and can you explain the timing of that?
As I understand it, before I even came down, we hadn't received it yet, so I don't know if he's delayed. I think they're still anticipating receiving it today, but within days. We want to be able to show the public what the judge found, what his recommendations are, and then be able to respond to the recommendations quickly.
Thank you. And it's been a while since we've talked about this issue, but way back in March, just after the RCMP started investigating healthcare contracting issues, you were asked for your reaction to it, and you suggested that the you suggested that the issue is, or the potential problems here are that there was a mismatch between the policy priorities of your government and AHS, and you suggested that there might have been some mistakes by AHS in the procurement process. Have you or anyone in your office been contacted by the RCMP in regards to that investigation, and do you still think that is something that RCMP are investigating? Because that's not a criminal matter.
Well, the first issue, no one has contacted me or my office. And on the second issue, that's what we're getting to the bottom of when Judge Wyant issues his report, is that he'll be able to articulate where he thinks the problems were and what we can do to solve them. So I'm looking forward to seeing that report, digesting the recommendations, and you'll have it in a few days.
In terms of reference, don't direct Judge Wyant to look at potential criminal activities. The RCMP, my understanding, is they investigate potential criminal allegations.
Well, he's a judge. I'm sure he'd be able to offer his opinion if he felt that anything rose to that level. So I don't want to prejudge what his recommendations were or his findings are. So I guess we'll wait and see what his report says.
Thanks, Lisa. We'll go to Jeremy, and if I can get a show of hands again for Jeremy, then Cabby.
On the license plates, why now? As you say, it's been a while, but why specifically now? Like, were people pushing for this change, or why now?
This is part of a broader push to modernize and refresh those things that we put out that represent Alberta. And yeah, we have heard from Albertans. We've heard loud and clear. Every time someone buys an Oilers plate or a Flames plate or a Support Our Troops plate, they're telling us that they want more choices. And so we wanted to put something out there that is modern, and it's got also it's going to have all the new technical requirements in terms of reflectivity and whatnot. So the police authorities are also going to appreciate this type of plate.
And just on the motto, obviously, as you mentioned, it's from the coat of arms, the Alberta motto, strong and free. There are, UCP also uses that motto on its website, and there's even a strong and free club for big donors to the UCP. So I guess, how would you respond to sort of the assertion that this strong and free motto is sort of dipping into the political when maybe it shouldn't be?
Well, first of all, let me give you a shout out for your knowledge of Latin, because I thought I may have been the only one that know that, so good for you. Yeah, it's our provincial motto. Let's not be shy about it. It's also in the anthem. And let's remember that when the King of England was here a few months ago doing the throne speech in Ottawa, he mentioned the word strong and free. So there is no political ideology that owns the corner on strong and free. It's something that all Albertans can get behind and celebrate. I'm going to encourage you to go to alberta.ca/pick-a-plate, pick your favorite one, and really get behind it.
Thank you. We'll go to Kathy.
So I guess first question is, I know that the province, I believe it was 2014 when the province tried to put, I guess, new designs out, but then ultimately we ended up keeping the same one. So I guess what's the difference now compared to maybe 10 years ago? Are you worried about it ended up becoming a little controversial from Alberta, so I guess I'm curious to know what the difference is now.
Yeah, the difference is we're not going to waffle. That's the biggest difference. And we're going to let Albertans decide. And that's why we decided to make it fun. This is a fun event. So that's why we chose the tournament-style voting, just to add sort of a tournament-like feel to it, and something that all Albertans can get behind. So ultimately, it's Albertans that will be choosing the plate, not government. I think that's something to celebrate.
Can I add?
Yeah.
One of the things that we heard is people didn't want to give up the wild rose flower. So you'll notice the wild rose flower is on all of the designs as well. So that was some of the feedback that we got too.
And Bob, awesome. Catherine, do you still have a question?
Yeah, so there was an interim version of the wine report released. What did you hear? What feedback did you see in that report?
Well, I wouldn't want to sort of judge the outcome. The judge still had other interviews he wanted to do. And so the results in the final report are going to stand. And so I'll wait and see what the final report says.
And I mean, you say this is the fun event, but I mean, there's a lot of other priorities in the province right now. There's like 25 communities where there's ER closures, bed closures. There's 700,000 students out of classrooms right now. So why, again, to Jeremy's question, like why was this the priority right now?
Well, government doesn't stop because you've got important things that you need to do. You figure out how to do the important things, and there's important things in every ministry. Every single person who drives on the road has to drive a license plate. And so we have to make a decision on what that license plate looks like. And so this is the timing that worked out. The minister's been working on this for some months, and so we wanted to be able to get an answer so that we could be able to roll out the new design in the new year.
Thank you. We'll go to Sean, and then we'll go back into the gray.
Premier, you say that Albertans need license plates. I have a license plate. Mm-hmm. You have a license plate. So again, I guess why now? I don't think we're getting a clear answer on that. As Catherine pointed out, there's a lot of things going on in the province right now, and some people are saying this is a distraction by your government to distract from other things.
No, there's no distraction. I have meetings every day about our plans on doing a deep dive into Royal Alex. I'm going to be speaking to the Alberta Continuing Care Association later today. I'll be going to speak to the Chamber of Commerce tomorrow. I had a tech meeting last night. Every minister has priorities that I've given them in their mandate letter. We have something like 276 items that we put in the mandate letter, and we have brand new mandates as well. So I don't expect each minister to stop what they're doing in their portfolio when there's important things going on. I can do more than one thing, and the minister can do as well. So that's part of the reason this is part of his mandate.
In 2014, when you were asked about Wild Rose Country being removed from the plates, you said it was transparently politically motivated. Of course, you were the Wild Rose leader at the time. What's the change of heart there? Why should we ditch that motto now when you supported it in the past?
Well, I also joked that it was great to have advertising for the political party I represented at that time on the back of every license plate. This, as the as the minister pointed out, this is neutral language. This is in the national anthem. This is mentioned in speeches from every person from every political stripe, and is also our provincial motto. It's actually sort of odd that this wasn't on the license plate to begin with, since it's our provincial motto. So I would say that there's nothing political on this one.
Perfect. Then we'll go back to in the gray blazer.
Oh, yeah. My question is, how much will that cost? I guess there was a budget going into that?
Yeah, implementation costs are going to be between $25,000 and $50,000 to be able to change from one plate to the next.
And did you still have a question, Jack? Perfect. Go ahead.
Sorry, exact same target. Sorry, $50,000. That's it to make all the plates that we're going to
No. There's static costs involved with making the plate, but the question was, what's it going to cost to go from the old plate to the new one? And the implementation costs will be between $25,000 and $50,000.
Okay. Along the same lines, I'm curious about like overall cost of this, the tournament, also making all the plates. Like obviously some of that cost will be made up by the people like paying for it, obviously. So sorry for the hypothetical there, but like I'm curious for like overall cost and why that cost. Why you guys signed off on it when we're looking at $6.5 billion deficit?
We're using internal resources to pay for a lot of this, whether it's the management of the tournament style. Voting that we'll be doing, that's done internally. We've got our own folks that do some advertising that will be focusing on the social media. So we'll be absorbing as many of those costs as possible. I could assure you that Treasury Board did not give me any additional funds to do this, and they asked me to absorb it from within my current budget, and we can do that.
And that's it. Perfect. And we have time for one more question. We're going to head to the phones. Operator, could you put through our first caller, please?
Your next question comes from Leia Shea of Western Standard. Your line is already open.
Hi, yeah. So my question has to do with the fact that some American states allow for more personalized license plates, like Texas, for example, lets you work with like private companies to personalize your license plate. So would you guys ever consider something like that?
Well, based on the current technology that we have, no, we're not. But we're modernizing all of our registries. And once we've modernized our motor vehicles, we will have that capacity to do that. So we haven't made that decision to do that because we don't have the technology to do it. But once we modernize, we can have that conversation.
Okay. And do you potentially have like a timeline for how long that would take, or no?
For the modernization of registries?
Yes.
We've already started that, and we anticipate that it'll be, for the most part, it'll be done by the end of 2026.
Perfect. And that'll conclude today's press conference. Thanks, everyone, for joining. And for media in the room, if you haven't seen already, there's a few cars out front with the plates on their vehicles. We're going to go out there to take a quick photo as well.
Can you talk to Judge Wyman when the report comes out? Pretty please, Sam?